Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
This is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Raw.
What's up? It's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you are watching Going In Raw.
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. And you are tuned in to Going In Raw right now. How you doing?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Also available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the show out. Where else are we available, Larson?
Patreon.
That's right. We're also available at the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. If you want to,
you'll see. Sorry. We're gonna revamp the Patreon.
Yeah, man. 2 days.
June 1st.
2 days. June 1st.
June 1st, Thursday.
There's a brand new $200,000 Patreon tier. Find out what that's all about very soon.
Yes.
If you've been paying attention, you probably already know what it is.
Yes.
We're gonna be adding some stuff.
Yes.
It's not like a huge overhaul. Like if you're already patronizing us, I don't know, that's probably not the right term. If you're already a patron of ours, your chances are you're going to get more stuff, or one fewer thing that you weren't getting anyways.
Yes. But we should do that one thing one last time before we don't do it anymore.
At least one more time, that's right. Anyways, we do want to give a shout out to our patrons who are financially supporting the show because we really appreciate that. So every week I like to read off the names. This week I think we had like 40, so that's good. It's not like 111 the week before.
Yeah, that was a lot.
We were doing like our pledge drive, basically. Here we go. The following are new patrons: Jeremy Neer, Chris Intravaya, Robert the Bob Robinson, Eric Erazo, Moose Bolton, Jesse Starkweather, Nate Cutler, Chris, Richard Santos, Noah Rundle, Headless Chicken, Damian Clark, Cameron Dixon, David Fiandra, The Erect Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Jay-Z Designs, Grace Evan, OK Will, OK Fabe, Stephen Weber, Steve Avenarius.
Stephen Weber from Wings?
From TV's Wings. Where is Pearly Dentata? Some of you might know the answer to that now. Lee Watton, Kevin Dominguez, Josh Karst, AOT Champion, Chris Moon, Thomas Van Giesen, Brian, JS, Zachary Trapp, Sean Hulver, Wayne Lynch, and Cactus Luke all put in money.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you very much.
We're also available on the Pro Wrestling Tees, prowrestlingtees.com/Going In Raw. We have 10 designs.
I have the 11th. I just need to do one last thing.
Ooh.
I'm going to try to do that today. I need your help, though.
You're going to perfect it. Oh, I'll definitely help you.
Thanks.
Sometimes the design guru needs some assistance.
Well, it's not in the design department. I need help.
Alpha Guru.
I just need you to take a couple pictures of my head.
Oh, okay. That's all.
it.
That's it.
So I can incorporate them into the design.
Do a selfie like this?
No, I want quality pictures so they look best.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you're going for best quality.
Yes, best quality. Always best quality. Come on.
My bad.
Why do you think we're revamping the Patreon to give our patrons best value?
Oh, but yeah, best value isn't necessarily best quality, but we want best across the board.
Yes.
That's what you're saying right now. Oh, by the way, shout out to the 64 people watching us right now in the live stream. That's one of the tiers. You know, $5, you get one live stream, maybe more to come. One weekly live stream. Anyways, let's talk about Raw last night.
Raw.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing, though.
You know, if this wasn't a go-home show for a pay-per-view,
It wasn't actually that bad.
it wasn't great though. As a go-home show, it was not good. If this show were to take place 2 weeks before pay-per-view,
Yeah.
I'd say, all right, mediocre episode.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is supposed to be the go-home show for Extreme Rules,
You give this bad?
not good.
I am always so conflicted about Raw. This week, my attitude, my general disposition while watching Raw was kind of neutral. I was kind of in a bad mood yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we did a lot of yard work, and it was just sort of a pain in the butt, and I was just not in. I was like,
Probably tired.
Yeah, I was just tired, so that's me in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Like when I'm tired and I can't sleep, that was a bad mood.
Yeah.
You know, because I wasn't allowed to sleep yesterday. And so I actually came into Raw like an hour late, and then I watched the stuff that I missed earlier today. So I've got kind of a jumbled perception of Raw.
Okay.
But like when I'm looking at it, here is my thing. There was only one thing on here that was maybe possibly the worst segment in the last 5 years of Raw. And there's been a lot of bad segments.
Yes.
This was bad.
It was really bad.
I'm sorry, this was a fireable offense. I was so anti the Alexa Bliss segment. It was a fireable offense.
It was awful.
To me, it was. I don't know why they ever think that crap is going to work. But let's kick it off at the beginning. We had a new episode of Miz TV.
Yeah, I guess the thing about this show is, for the most part, it didn't really advance any of the stories going into Extreme Rules.
Right. I feel like Miz proving to Dean that he can win via Dean getting DQ'd should have been the go home segment for that.
But that was last week.
They did that last week. They didn't do this week. Instead, he hyped up the IC title match. By the way, if you're a patron, you also got access. We post our notes. I'm going to try to do that like every single live stream we do. I know I've been sort of off and on, but I try. He brought on Cesaro and Sheamus as guests because they kind of have something in common, according to Miz. He says they all get disrespected by the crowd, the WWE universe. Cesaro and Sheamus' thing, of course, their whole motivation for turning heel in the first place was everybody appreciates the new thing or the nostalgic thing, but not the what's happening in the here and now.
Yes.
So, anyways,
then Ambrose comes out.
That led to Dean Ambrose coming out.
And he called everybody in the ring, Miz, Cesaro, Sheamus, I believe, buttheads.
Yeah. Then the Hardys came down, and then they got into a thing, and that led to a match.
Of course it did.
See, it's funny. Like, I find it funny.
Nothing on here.
This was a decent enough way to start the show.
Yeah, but it wasn't great, and it was entirely predictable.
Yeah, I know. Can we figure out from these? Okay, so let me ask you something.
Yes.
The general thesis is
whoever stands tall, the go-home show loses at the pay-per-view.
Are we to expect? Does that include 6-man tag matches?
I don't know, but the Hardys win everything.
Yeah, they really do.
They haven't taken
they win
a pin.
Everything.
They haven't taken a pin since they've come back.
I know. So what is to make us believe that they're going to lose at Extreme
They're
Rules?
not. There's nothing to make us believe that.
They're not going to lose at Extreme Rules.
They're not. I don't think they're going to lose until Matt Hardy gets the rights to the broken gimmick.
Oh, man.
Then they'll lose.
Who knows how long that's going to be.
Could be years.
Could be a very, very long time. Ed Nordholm. What are you doing, man? Anyways, yeah, so this match was what it was. It was a fine affair.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was whatever.
Dean Ambrose has been really working even for him, a fast pace of late, which benefits him greatly.
I wonder if he's like taking the whole like you're lazy thing to heart.
Could be,
because it kind of feels like he's doing what he can.
Yeah, I
never even really felt that he wasn't doing what he can. I just felt like creative never had something for him to chew on.
Yeah,
really.
That was interesting.
I do feel like he tried to make Brock interesting, and Brock wouldn't. Like he said on the podcast.
Yeah,
Brock wouldn't do it.
So. Did you notice that the Miz was when
did the twist of fate turn into a swinging neck breaker?
It didn't.
It's a cutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the whole setup to it was a little clumsy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because Miz was waiting for the kick and reacted to it before it happened. Yeah. And then when he sold the twist of fate, he sold it like a neck breaker versus a cutter.
Yeah.
But then Jeff Hardy hits a swanton bomb following the twist of fate. Hardys and Dean Ambrose pick up the win.
Yeah, the Hardys are booked incredibly strong. Ridiculously strong. Well, I asked you this before, so no club this week.
No.
Interesting. Then we had, this was great because, so it cuts to the commentary desk and they're talking and Corey Graves pulls a Steve here and just starts doing this.
Yeah, he gets on his phone in the middle of working.
Exactly. I'm known for that. This is my gimmick. Anyways, he stole my gimmick of getting on his phone. Then he just bolts. At least I never do that, really.
Well, you haven't done it yet.
Not yet, but now I feel like I have leeway to do that since the great Corey Graves did this. This is going to be interesting. This is okay. So this is kind of I haven't made any notes yet. Kind of a high spot because
intrigue.
What's going to happen here?
Mystery.
Intrigue. So we
cut to commercial and we come back and Kurt Angle is
We're in
looking
the
at a
GM's
phone.
office.
And the camera widens the shot, and Corey Graves is standing next to him. So it's Corey's phone.
Yeah.
And so it seems like Corey Graves just got some message that, I mean, the nature of what Kurt was reading was unclear.
Yeah.
But it made it seem like it was not good for Kurt.
We can break it down a little bit.
Because Kurt said, if this is true, it could ruin me.
So he said that. He said something along the lines of it could besmirch his standing as an Olympic hero. And yeah, if this is true, it could ruin me. Corey Graves cracks me up because then he was asking Corey, where'd you get this from? And he says, I don't know. People just give me things.
Yes.
So there's all sorts of speculation.
Well, then
on
Corey
internet.
went to him and said, hey, I'm on, I think he said, quote, I'm on your side here.
Yeah,
I want to come to you first with this.
So is Corey Graves going to be involved in an angle?
Certainly seems that way.
It really seems that way. Is Corey Graves going to be leaving commentary, perhaps to become some sort of character?
I hope not.
Has he been cleared to wrestle?
Highly doubtful.
Kurt Angle might be right. This might lead. I do actually think this is going to lead to Kurt Angle at SummerSlam. That seems obvious.
It would seem to be the case. Yeah.
I could see Corey Graves, man. Be kind of here's my only reservation. Look, I love Corey at commentary. You know that, but I love Corey Graves.
Yes.
And so if he were to step outside the box a little bit, I'd be okay with that. Just see where it would take us.
Yeah.
The funny thing about him, though, this is the first time I think since that I can think of anyway, since his NXT days, that Corey has had to play a Corey character.
Yes.
You notice that?
Yes.
When Corey's on commentary,
it seems very natural.
Even when he's selling fake wrestling,
yes,
it's very natural.
But then the backstage segment reminded me a lot more of the promos he used to do in
NXT.
Yeah,
I know. There's a distinct line there. It's kind of like the Sasha thing. It was really obvious with Sasha. We'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, so who knows what it's going to lead to? If this is going to be like a Stephanie McMahon coming back thing, Triple H, Vince, even people might not be happy. How did Vince is the one who hired Kurt Angle?
Yes.
So who knows?
You would think it'd be Steph or Triple H.
Right. I could see Triple H being the first guy for Kurt at SummerSlam. I could totally see that. That would make sense.
Yeah, it would make a lot of sense.
Triple H can protect people. So that's really interesting. That was cool. It was different. It was weird. It got Twitter abuzz.
It did.
It was fine. But the bummer about that was that Corey was not at commentary in order to talk about the next segment. I wonder if they planned that out because they don't want him running down the Drifter.
I don't know, but I think it puts the Drifter over.
Oh, I know. Well, for us, yeah. I don't know. Okay, why is this? Drifter greater than Ty.
We have a question during the question segment.
Okay.
That we can answer that.
Man, Drifter, does somebody see something in the Drifter that is just amazing or what? He sits down and he sings a song, number one, completely telegraphing the end to the Miz Dean match.
Oh, yeah.
Because Drifter he says something like repaying a favor to an A-list star. Well, that's obviously Miz is probably going to go over on Extreme Rules, and it's going to be thanks to the Drifter.
Yeah.
He basically said that in his song. Then he takes on this 12-year-old named Zach Evans.
Yeah, he wins handily.
Oh my gosh, he dominated Zach Evans. It was great. This was fantastic. He was brutal. He was aggressive. This is the Drifter, man. This is great.
Yeah,
I loved it. This was perfect.
So he wins.
100%.
Drifter wins with his swinging neck breaker.
Not the Twist of Fate.
No.
This is his own swinging neck breaker. Again, whoa. Oh, that's right. Man, I forgot. Drifter's even better now because he's got a swinging neck breaker for a finish. I just realized.
I think that was his finisher.
No, I think it was too, but I put two and two together because I've always wanted to see a swinging neck breaker. And then remember, we found the Rude Awakening. Was it the Rude Awakening?
Yes.
Yeah. I love the swinging neck breaker, just not when it's a Twist of Fate. Anyways, then Corey Graves returned to commentary.
Yes.
And they said, Corey, WTF. And he said, private.
Yeah, private
Private.
concern, private matter.
Something like that.
Like that.
He said, it's private. So then we cut to Samoa Joe backstage.
Watching the network.
Yeah, he was watching WWE Network, so it's good that he pays his $9.95 a month.
Do you think the talent get a free subscription?
No. It might be in his contract.
Could be.
It might be in his contract. That might have been the make or break moment there.
It could be. So he's watching the Finn Balor
Honestly,
special.
I thought he was just watching his
I did too.
Finn's entrance.
Until he mentioned that he was watching the Finn special.
I was like, really? I thought you were watching Finn's entrance. That's kind of weird. Like, you'd think that it would show, like, it'd be more obvious that it was, like, him in the hospital. Or
I know, rather than just his entrance.
Yeah, exactly.
So Charlie Caruso comes up and interrupts Joe's viewing session.
Which is rude.
Yeah, of the Finn 24 special.
Yeah.
And, asks him a question, and Joe says, hey, I know Finn Balor, alluding to their history in NXT.
Sure.
And says something like, I know Finn's got a lot of heart, but I've hurt him, and I plan on hurting him again.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like, during the middle of his interview.
During the middle of a sentence.
Yeah. Bray Wyatt cuts in with his thing, and he's, like, chilling in the bowels of the arena again. And he says, I'm the devil you don't know, man. Hey, Joe.
He continues to insist that he is the only one on Raw that can beat Brock Lesnar.
Which we all know is
not true.
Bull S. I wrote it out here, but I can't say it on YouTube.
Apparently, Bray has not been following Roman Reigns' current booking.
Yeah, apparently not. He's like, man, these books
Maybe
so
he'll
strong.
reevaluate his position after he watches the main event from last night.
Assuming he's going to. I just think that Bray doesn't watch the programming. I think
It could be.
I think he's an Impact guy. He's got one eye at Impact.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. That's breaking. That's
Steve's supposition.
My exclusive report here. Bray hit it at Impact, so that I can start reviewing Impact. I was on a jog the other day, and I was listening to the Solo Monsters podcast. And he was running down Scott Steiner's appearance on Impact. It was great. Oh man. Anyways,
after that, we had the triple threat match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Bray Wyatt versus Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. It was good.
So Samoa Joe went over.
Yeah.
Stood tall.
But we didn't think he was gonna win the Extreme Rules match, anyways.
No, I think there's a lot of math going on here too. Because
didn't we do power rankings last week? We have to reevaluate those.
Power rankings
of the 5 combatants.
Yeah, for Extreme Rules. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so number 1 is Finn. We're doing power rankings in terms of like
who is going to win the Extreme Rules match.
Okay, so here's the thing. Samoa Joe stood tall. He's low on the list.
Yeah.
Joe is at 4.
Yeah, that's good.
Joe. Roman Reigns won the main event this week and last week. I've put him at number 5.
Yeah, probably.
Reigns. Because there's no way in hell they're going to do Reigns unless they did Reigns, Brock, and Braun showed up and interrupted
that
things.
or Reigns. But Reigns is not selling the injuries anymore that
Oh,
Strowman
yeah,
gave
no,
them.
that's a thing of the past.
I know.
That's a very long time
If they
ago.
continue that, then they could have had a match between them, Brock and Reigns, and have Brock just destroy Reigns, and then he has to spend the next 10 months, whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe Bray should be number 5. Bray is on any power rankings list. He's at the bottom at any time, even when he was world champ. He's at the bottom. Bray can't be number 3.
Yeah, Reigns at 3, Seth
at 3.
at 2, and Finn at 1. I really think Seth is the guy who should win that match.
Not going to happen though.
No,
it's
I
going
know.
to be Finn, because Finn. Look at the math. Finn lost.
Well, so does Seth.
Yeah.
Actually, Seth is the one that got pinned.
Well, that's a good point. But Finn also has from last week the Heyman.
I know.
Rub. So that's going to happen.
That could just be foreshadowing for something in the future. But it'll probably be foreshadowing to July.
It could be a swerve, but come on. Seth and Joe, they're still going to do stuff.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
So, this triple threat was decent. It was pretty good.
Did they carry out? Is there one in between? No, there's only Great Balls of Fire and then SummerSlam. Is that right? Okay. Let's see here. When is Samoa Joe and Seth going to have their blow-off?
Probably in July.
Yeah, probably.
I would think so.
And then they're going to have a month to build a SummerSlam. Well, 6 weeks to build a SummerSlam. All right. Let's see here. Bray Wyatt. Okay, so we had that. Yeah, Finn hit Bray with the coup de grace. And then Joe throws Finn into the ring post. Pins Bray for the win.
Yes.
And the camera gets on close-up on Samoa Joe. I love Samoa Joe. He's so great.
Oh, he's awesome.
His promos
are fantastic.
Are fantastic. Fantastic. I wrote this down. The $10 patron is going to get these notes. Then we had a Seth Rollins interview where he said, I own Roman Reigns. Be it in the past when we were with the Shield or fighting each other. We went to war with each other, but I own him. So, factually incorrect because it's not legal to do that anymore. Incorrect. Can't own human beings. Sasha Banks and Rich Swann were backstage. This was awkward. Number one, when somebody dances and there's no music, no beat, no nothing, it's awkward. It's just kind of weird. Unless you're like a crazy person. Then it makes total sense. That's what Dean Ambrose should do more of. Here's my thing about Sasha. When she's natural, like, look, we were lucky enough to get to interview her.
Yes.
She is charming as can be.
Oh, yeah.
But when there's no gray area when it comes to her promos. It's either she's natural or she's in promo mode. And she's not like that. She's not that naturalistic when she's reading dialogue. She's just not.
Yeah.
She's not there yet. And I get the feeling that she doesn't even like Rich Swann. I don't know what he did. Maybe he farts a lot. I don't know what the deal is. I get the feeling that she doesn't really like him. I get the feeling she doesn't want to be involved in any of this.
I think that's the thing.
She does not want to be here.
Especially maybe she read the advanced script of the Alexa Bliss Bayley segment and saw that.
Oh my gosh, I know. Like, what are they doing? Why can't I be involved in this and not be so crap? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Rich, the great thing is so do they do something after the match on air? Because maybe I just saw this on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Well, Rich Swann won with a Phoenix Splash.
Right.
In a decent match, they actually I felt like Noam Dar wrestle more his style.
Yeah.
More like manipulating limbs and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
more so than usual.
Yeah, it was good.
And then after Rich Swann won, Sasha got in the ring and they danced.
Okay, I'm not talking about that. That's fine. See, they were dancing because Rich Swann's music was playing. It's a very catchy thing. You can dance that. That's fine. That was very charming. No, on the Raw Fallout YouTube thing that they do, the videos. She announced that she was going to be on 205 Live.
Yeah, well, they announced that during the show.
Okay. Well, they were backstage also. They did a thing where it was news to Rich Swann. I don't know if this was a shoot or not, but he went, really? Because they didn't crack the top 20 like last week on this. So I'm thinking that he's like, oh, man, we might hit number 15.
Yeah.
With Sasha there.
Yeah.
He looked legitimately surprised and happy. Oh, man, great. People might actually pay attention now. God, what a shit show that is. All right.
It's a bummer because it's such a good show.
No, I love the show. It's a great show. But literally, I saw the tweet that Tony Nese showed, and there was like a still shot of Akira Tozawa midair about to crash down on the table. And some jackoff is sitting here on his phone doing this. Like front row. Dude, he was front row. He was right. He was literally the closest person to the spot. And he's doing this. My goodness gracious.
Bummer.
Yeah, big bummer.
So, good match between Noam Dar, Rich Swann. Swann won with a Phoenix Splash. After that, we got a revival interview. Top guys.
Okay, let me ask you something, man. This has to be... I love Scott Dawson.
Oh, he's great.
Called Enzo the
tilapia of the WWE. Call him a bottom feeder.
Yeah.
And says he doesn't waste his time. They don't waste their time beating up.
Okay, I'll be honest with you.
Bottom feeders.
Because of this week,
That's
the guy who did it.
You think it's Cass?
It's totally Cass. Come on. They're not. I mean, I know they are that obvious, but they can't be that obvious.
You'd like to hope not.
I will almost guarantee you it's not Top Guys. It's Cass.
I'm just happy that Top Guys are back on TV.
Oh, me too.
I'm a
think
huge
it's
Top Guys fan.
Look, we love Top Guys.
We do love Top Guys.
They're fantastic.
Whenever they come on TV, I say yeah.
Cass is overcompensating.
A lot. Just like Corey Graves mentioned something, just like in passing.
Yeah.
And the next segment, Cass is out to confront him.
Yeah. Man. So Cass is trying to obstruct the investigation by attacking people who are pointing at him.
Well, if it is Cass and he's only attacked Enzo.
It's a very popular thing to do these days.
But he did confront Corey.
Yeah. So I think it was Cass. What do you think?
I mean, last week I said the Revival.
Yeah.
But it
made sense last week.
Yeah, it seems a little too on the nose.
Too much. They're doing too much. And this is WWE, man. They have to dumb everything down.
I know.
So
and usually they go with the most obvious course.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe they're going to do maybe they're going to do a double swerve where they're going to make us think that it could be Cass by being too obvious with the Revival.
We'll find
but then
out.
It's actually the Revival.
We'll find out if what about this? Say it is Cass, and next week, not only does Enzo get beat up, so does Cass.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just be Cass, like Fight Clubbing himself?
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
But that way he can make it seem like it's
plausible deniability.
It's not Cass that's attacking Enzo because Cass got beat up too.
Cass just got beat up, but Cass isn't beating up Cass. I was going to add one more point to this, and I forgot what it was. I don't know, but man, that'd be great if it was Cass. Oh yeah, what's up with their concussion protocols? Again, Enzo laid out for probably minutes.
It was unclear, though, if he was actually knocked out, though.
Oh, right.
Because when we saw him, he had already come to.
Yeah, but he had come to. It looked like he was coming to.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyways, let's see here. Then we had, this was maybe segment of the night. The entire thing with Kalisto versus Titus O'Neil. Titus first delivered a promo. He ended up getting the win. With the roll up, he grabbed on the tights,
yeah,
and Apollo kind of called him out on it.
Oh yeah,
saying Apollo was celebrating or Titus was celebrating his win. Apollo said, "Well, you got your tights in." Apollo seems like he's legitimately having fun here. He looks like he's very tickled. There was an awesome post Raw press conference or post match press conference.
Yes.
It was like 3.5 minutes on their YouTube channel, and it was great. It was they go and they do a press conference, and again, the only guy there is Mike Rome. And he's great, and so he asks about he says, Titus, would you say that your methods of winning were questionable? And Titus saying, question? What question? What, you don't ask me a question? What size my feet are? I'll tell you. And then the great thing about it though is by the end, so they do that where Mike Rome kind of questions him on rolling against the tights, but then he starts talking about he hears that Titus brand is going to be debuting a new, very expensive shoe. And so Titus starts talking about Lonzo Ball and his dad. Was it LeVar Ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they start talking about that. And Apollo starts getting in on the action. He starts saying, how much is their shoe? $500, $495? Ours is $650. And then he's like, yeah, we also have flip-flops. Yeah, those, how much are theirs? $200? Ours are $375. And Titus says $300 for the kids. And he says, oh, that's right, for the small size. So it was good. Like he's getting on board with it. It's actually a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So it's good stuff. Next up, you're fired. This was terrible.
This was not good.
Why would they ever think that this is going to work? Why would they ever think that this right here is going to work? Because it will never work. The crowd is sitting there wanting to be entertained, and I am legitimately impressed. Like, it wasn't a great crowd in the first place, but I am legitimately impressed that crowd did not say, didn't start chanting, "This is boring." I would have started laying in immediately. Like at that point, I paid money for a ticket, and this is crap you're giving me.
Yeah,
this was terrible.
It was.
This is your life with Bayley. She had like a table out with a bunch of Bayley's like childhood memorabilia stuff.
Yeah, there was some trophies and some dolls and a yearbook and a bunch of pictures. 4th grade
teacher named Mrs. Flapper, childhood best friend, and then her ex-boyfriend, and so she interviewed each one. And something about like her dad.
Her dad was
around.
Would come to class with her in 4th grade.
In the 4th grade.
And then would come on dates.
Yeah.
With her ex-boyfriend.
Because we book her at one point. Looks like he broke character, said this is hard to watch. And I agreed with that. Brian Zane actually had a really decent tweet about this. He said the only way this could have been salvaged is if Bayley gave a belly-to-belly to each one of these people. That I actually would have marked out for.
Yes.
To see that old lady, 4th grade teacher, take a belly-to-belly. That had actually been good, so I appreciate that.
They're doing a really horrible job of booking Bayley.
This is awful.
This is awful.
This is legitimately like the same notes every time with Bayley is, oh, she's immature or she's too naive or whatever.
I mean, it's one like in NXT they made her very relatable, and as you just put it, I think on Main they're trying to do that.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
but they're doing a really bad job of it.
It's a terrible job. It's absolutely awful. It's so bad. This was like literally it was this, and then some people are bringing up, well, was this worse than the old day segment? I think it was at least up there. At least with the old day, it was kind of like, I mean, like it was bad. It was awful. But with the old day, at least it was like, wait, what are they doing? Oh, that's bad. This was just like sitting here. It was as if nothing was happening in the ring. It was so boring.
I know.
It was like just 10 minutes of boring. Oh, it was so bad.
So Bayley comes down to the ring. Her and Alexa Bliss fight a little bit.
Yeah.
Bayley climbs up the turnbuckles, tries to get the kendo stick
because the kendo stick was there.
Not
a
a pole.
coal miner's glove.
Bliss knocks her off, goes under the table.
Yeah.
Where she put a kendo stick.
You're right.
And then hit Bayley with it.
Yeah.
So is Bayley going over at Extreme Rules?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you think she's going to win that title?
Yeah.
Bayley wins. How do you spell Bayley? Bayley wins. Question mark. I don't know. I got to think about that one. Wait, who was left standing tall? Alexa?
Yeah.
Alexa was. Bayley goes over?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That'd be odd though. Yeah, I feel like they might want to put that belt back on Bayley. Alexa's good. I mean, this crap isn't going to help her.
No.
This kind of crap. That's one of those things where somebody gets punished for. If that's true, and I got to think about it. If that's true, number one, I think this might be the kind of thing where Vince is going to make up his mind a couple different times. I think the betting odds are going to change a couple times.
Well, let me ask you this: of the 6 matches announced so far for Extreme Rules, how many finishes have they decided on? You know they haven't decided who's winning the main event yet.
You don't think they've decided on that? Really?
No.
Wow. Interesting.
I think it's down between 2, maybe 3 people.
Who?
Finn, Seth, and
maybe Bray.
Yeah.
Maybe Bray.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right about that. I think they've.
So I think and I've read this too, that at some point between
me
now
ask you
and the Rumble, all 5 of those wrestlers are going to face Brock.
I think they've decided, but I don't think they're against changing that. Nothing is ever solid.
Yeah.
Nothing is solid
until.
But do you really think that
the show ends pretty much?
Do you really think that they're still I'll say it this way, actively tentative? They're still like, well, we're still going to figure this out.
That's what I think they've penciled in someone to win.
Yeah. Okay.
But pencil can be easily erased.
Yeah, pen can be scratched out.
Yeah.
But so pen is, hey, we're going forward with this. But then everybody realizes, well, we can always scratch that out because of Vince.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Vince has a plan, and then it's like, okay, no,
for
we
the
have to
day.
change for the day. Yeah, exactly. All right.
So we mentioned Enzo got attacked again.
Right.
For the 2nd week in a row.
Yeah.
And then after that, Austin Aries and Jack Gallagher against TJP and Neville. I felt like we've seen this match at least 3 times.
Okay, number 1, we've seen this match at least 3 times. Number 2, how long did TJP have? Was it Gallagher, I think, in a headlock on the ground? It felt like forever.
Yeah.
I could be it felt like a long time.
It wasn't the best match these 4 wrestlers have ever put on.
No, it wasn't. Man.
And it did nothing to advance the story except, I guess, showing that Austin Aries can make Neville tap out with the last chancery.
I don't think they're going to give Austin Aries that belt, man.
You don't think so?
No. I think they love Neville because he is doing so good right now. Maybe they'll give Aries the belt simply to prevent maybe like some perceived momentum from being halted. But man,
but who's next in line then if Aries isn't going to get the belt?
No, I don't know. Gallagher. Who won't get the belt either. Man, nobody's made a good case.
If Aries can't get it, then yeah, nobody's made a good case.
Nobody's made a good case. All right.
Unless Tozawa is going to get pushed to that.
Oh, God. That'd be
the main
great.
event scene of 205 Live. That'd be fantastic.
That'd be amazing. That'd be fantastic. Talk about deserving that. Could you imagine Neville versus Tozawa?
That'd be great.
Program with those guys. Boy, that'd be something else. Let's see here. Can Austin Aries and Brian Kendrick, they switch up? Yeah, maybe. And then TJP can figure something out. I don't know. Next up, hold
on, let me interrupt your thought. I guess that's one reason that Neville could hold on to the belt is because TJP is kind of staying tight with Neville primarily because he thinks there's a title shot in it for him somewhere down the line.
Right.
So I guess that's one reason to keep the belt on Neville if they like how that story is progressing.
Such an odd dynamic, though, is because like you'd need TJP to sort of turn face, I guess.
Yeah.
He's going to face Neville. He was just face like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the fact that I don't know, though. It's some good intrigue. There's a lot of moving pieces here that I like.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's just, this match was crap. Roman Reigns gave an interview. I don't remember anything about this.
Yeah, still my yard, pretty much.
Oh, my God. Okay. Neville. Oh, man, I missed a Neville interview?
No,
really?
you did. Charlie came up to him and asked him about the match, and he just stormed off.
Oh, perfect.
So there really was an interview.
Good job, Steve. Efficiency in my time. Goldust gave one of his vintage Goldust promos where he started talking about, he would quote movies. I think he quoted
Psycho.
Was it Psycho this
week?
Yeah,
at the very beginning.
Was it Psycho?
Yeah.
Man, I thought it was something else. I thought it was a different. Okay.
Pretty sure it was Psycho.
That was another Hitchcock movie. It wasn't The Birds?
No.
What's your favorite Hitchcock movie?
Either Rear Window or Vertigo.
I'm not like really well versed in my Hitchcock. Not as well as I should be.
You should watch Vertigo.
I think I have. Which one was that?
Jimmy Stewart, Kim Novak.
What was it about?
He becomes obsessed with a woman, and then that woman dies.
Yeah.
And then he thinks he sees her elsewhere, and the
Man,
obsession kind of comes back.
I used to have that on videotape.
Oh, really?
20 years ago. So I know I've seen it. I just don't remember dick about it. Anyways, Goldust.
Yeah, it was Psycho.
Okay, Goldust promo was cut off by R-Truth's promo, where he starts talking about blaxploitation movies and Pulp Fiction, the movies that he grew up on that he viewed as an escape from reality. But he said, Goldust, you're not going to get any such escape because you're gonna get got, which I believe means I'm gonna beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when this is gonna happen. Right now, it would not surprise me if this is their go home segment for Extreme Rules pre-show.
I would like to see some more build to their match.
Yeah, me too. But I don't. What else are they gonna do?
I don't know.
Maybe just not show up at Extreme Rules and then just continue this next week on Raw. They could do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I tend to think that something's going to happen. Then we had our main event, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Decent enough match. Reigns went over clean with a spear.
Yeah, that was kind of surprising.
Are they ever going to let Seth Rollins hit that finish? I feel like
I don't know.
When's the last? Did he get one off last week? What did they do last week?
No, I think the only time
tag
he's
match?
hit it is on Joe at Payback.
Is it is it like a dangerous move to try to pull off? It doesn't seem like it.
Also, I don't think he's won a match since then.
Like, is this like the new Styles Clash? Are they only gonna like have him use? Like, is it that dangerous?
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. He wears like pillows on his knees.
Yeah, he does.
I would think it'd be like, oh, that's lovely. Be like a pillow fight.
Could be.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What do you think about Reigns winning clean?
It was surprising.
Really? That was Bray beat Finn Balor clean.
Oh, I know.
This was not surprising me at all. I knew this was going to happen.
I kind of expected Joe to get involved, but I guess at the same time not.
No, man. Joe proved his point earlier on.
I know.
I knew Reigns was going to win clean here, man. I would have won predictions on that one because he's just winning clean left and right now.
So I guess what they're going to do rather than
his new gimmick is guy who wins clean.
How is it different from his old gimmick? It's not.
It's not.
It's not. That's just Roman Reigns' character. So I guess what they're doing is having Reigns win pretty much every match going into Mania next year, having Brock win every match going into Mania next year, and it's just two guys that aren't booked to lose facing each other.
Yeah.
So one of them has to lose.
Somebody's got to lose, you'd think.
Maybe that could be the tagline for that match.
Somebody's
got to lose.
You'd figure somebody will lose.
And ends at a double pin.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Both champion.
Double pin.
And then all the time they got to play tug of war at the belt.
So stupid. All right, we're going to open it up to questions.
Yes, let's answer some questions.
We have questions.
That's not questions.
This isn't questions.
King of Hostile, Joshua the Dynamic Knight Martinez. Hey, friendos. You guys think there's any chance with Corey Graves getting more involved in the show, we could see him take on a role as manager or even general manager? You brought this up earlier. I hope not. At least not exclusively.
I'm open to the idea.
He's so good on commentary that I want him to continue doing that.
Yeah, it would be temporary. He'd go back to the commentary table. Yes, my answer is yeah, because it's something different, something new.
I'm not saying he can't do both.
Yeah. Oh no, I see. Okay, that's my thing, dude.
You don't want too much?
One or the other. I do not want another Michael Cole situation. Do not want.
Well,
do not want.
I would consider it because I think
bring Nigel McGuinness over to Raw. There you go.
But I think Corey Graves could
have him call Raw.
I think Corey Graves could handle that role, being involved in a storyline as well as doing commentary. Because the thing with Cole was like it wasn't that his storyline as heel Michael Cole. It wasn't just he was a heel announcer and was kind of involved in storylines. He had a match, and that isn't likely.
And the
to
guy
happen.
he was fighting was next to him on commentary.
Yeah,
it was that was terrible. I don't think it'd be as bad as that. But I don't know. I don't want to see it.
I have enough faith in Corey as a performer that I think he can make it work.
All right, fair enough. Let's see here. Heel TGX. So seeing as the WWE is shamelessly rehashing ideas from the past with This Is Your Life, what are some other past ideas they used that should make a comeback? What are some old ideas that never should be rehashed? Something that should never be rehashed.
There are way too many contract signings.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm trying to think of one that was used in the past that I would like to see come back. Spin the wheel, make the deal. Spin the wheel.
Lethal Lottery.
War Games.
Yeah, just go to
I want to see War Games.
Early 90s WCW.
Exists any number of things that they could go with. Absolutely. Bring back King of the Ring.
Yeah, that's something they should definitely bring back.
Absolutely.
JT. He's one that brings up that the Drifter is getting a better push than Ty. So his question is, where do you see the drift? What do you see is the Drifter's ceiling? Because WWE seems to really be behind him.
Well, here's the thing. I think now the question has to be, is Ty's ceiling possibly the Drifter?
You know what? I think
the Drifter now.
I think if Ty were on Raw and the Drifter on SmackDown, they would be in each other's shoes.
I don't know, man.
Or the Drifter would still be walking around backstage, walking through interviews.
That's a pretty big hypothetical.
Because I think it's primarily there's just not enough. The depth of talent on SmackDown right now is so large.
Yeah,
there's just not enough time for everybody.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
New Day made their debut on SmackDown last week on Talking Smack because there's just not enough time on the main show.
That should be Ty's new gimmick. Make some time. Make some time for me.
There you go. It's good.
I'm out of time.
There's just not enough. They need. At this point, I want a third hour because I want to see more of SmackDown's talent. But at the same time, after having to watch Raw every week and being bored by at least a third of it, it's hard to justify that.
Yeah, but man, somebody likes a Drifter.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
somebody really likes a Drifter.
No, somebody does
now,
like the Drifter,
which is great. I love that.
But I think
it's
a lot
so
of it,
weird.
a lot of it is the Drifter is getting an opportunity because there's that extra hour on Raw.
I don't.
Someone's behind him.
I don't
disagree
with that. I don't disagree with that, but he's going to be getting involved with Dean Ambrose soon.
I know,
and I don't see Ty. I don't know. That's too big of a hypothetical.
We don't see Ty doing a whole lot of anything because the show is stacked week in and week out. And once the New Day are on SmackDown regularly,
I know
there's gonna be even less time.
I know. Mohit Bali asks. He's a first-time question asker. My question is, how would you feel about the Drifter forming a tag team with lingering Luke Harper? Here's the thing. Whenever you think of, a bunch of stoners hanging out together, which is my idea for Dude Harper, there's always somebody with a guitar. There's always somebody with a guitar. So yes, I like it, but
that's a possibility.
It's not part of lingering. Because people usually when you've got a stoner situation too, from what I've seen in movies, which is my only, relatable thing, the people tend to drift in and out.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to go there. I was going to talk about a neighbor of mine. I'm not going to do that. From back in the day, not where I live now.
Tommy T. Hey, friendos, my question is, with most of us being part of the IWC or SMARC community, what are a few things that the SMARCs are wrong about or things we want that are just not realistic? He brings up 2 examples. The thought of WWE just completely halting Roman Reigns' push, or the WWE building a brand around Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's not unrealistic. What are you talking about?
I mean, they brought him over to SmackDown to kind of more or less be the John Cena of the show.
They are doing that right
Yes.
now, currently. So
Yes.
congratulations. Okay, so what are some unrealistic things? It's unrealistic to ever think that Raw is going to move back to 2 hours.
Yes.
Because
Well, the only way it would happen is if it would benefit WWE and USA financially, which I don't see how that's going to be the case.
Can even be the case. So that's kind of unrealistic. Was there another question, or was there another part to that question? Tommy T. Few things that SMARCs are wrong about or thing. I mean, to ask what things SMARCs are wrong about, it's like, well, it's all opinion based. So
Yeah.
you're not really wrong about anything. You like what you like. If they say WWE should do this, and it's like we mentioned with the TV thing, it's like, well, they should go down to 2 hours. Well, is that realistic? Creatively speaking, that's probably correct because you can see literally on SmackDown. But is it realistic from a business standpoint? No, absolutely not.
No. And that's their motivation to do anything.
Yeah.
Empire Filth Ambassador Jason the Cabbie. Why exactly does WWE feel the need to have every heel woman Bayley is involved with treat Bayley like a child?
It's a good question. I mean, we sort of brought that up during that particular segment.
Yes.
But that's exactly what they do. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, find a new angle. Find something
I
different.
know.
Like this Mean Girls crap is just going nowhere.
I know. And it does no favors to Bayley either.
It's the same ground. I mean, it's kind of akin, to be honest with you, it's kind of akin on a smaller level to what they kind of do with Cena these days. I mean, I know they did something different with The Miz because they were bringing up the marriage thing or the Nikki Bella thing. But, you know, when somebody comes out and attacks Cena for being a part-timer, not being around anymore, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, you know, dig into something else.
Yeah.
You know, find a new angle for that.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Hamza Halal. You can tell Alexa Bliss tried her hardest with that segment, even though it was complete it.
Yeah.
Which wrestler do you think tried
Day one is H.
Which wrestler do you think tried their hardest with every bad gimmick segment they were given? Hamza says Paul Heyman.
Which wrestler tried their best?
I feel like Sami Zayn gives it his all.
I think he does. Yeah, when they do that Larry David crap with him every once in a while, I feel like he gives it his all. I feel like Ryback tried really hard. I feel like Ryback did what he could with the Ryback thing. Did you see here? What was he telling? He was saying indie wrestling is killing the product.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Chalupa Batman. Hey, friendos. Am I the only one who thinks that the Intercontinental title should be put on someone like Samoa Joe or Finn? Dean hasn't done much for the belt with his recent run. Putting it on someone like Finn or Joe could help to elevate the title.
Here's my early prediction. Samoa Joe versus Dean at SummerSlam.
I thought you said earlier that Miz was going to win at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, right? This is the road. Look at it. Look, they can have the Miz can take it for like a little bit, and then Dean will get it back.
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Who do you think? Who do you think? I kind of agree with this because I would like to see Raw's those guys in the Fatal 5-Way. I want to see them all fighting for the IC title.
Yeah,
because it makes sense. And then get like a Jinder Mahal-esque guy to fight Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Like the Drifter.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. Because what it is what I need.
It's what I am.
Let's see here. Oh, you skipped way ahead. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Finsuke Balamura asks, do you ever find yourselves ignoring the match and instead watching the referee? No, not necessarily. I don't think I do. He says it's amusing. Sometimes I'll pay attention to the referee.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a good ref can really enhance a match.
Well, no, I'm not talking. No, that he's saying, if you get so bored?
No, I understand the question.
Yeah. So sometimes you start going to the ref for your entertainment value. That's what the question is. Do you ever get bored by the competitors?
I
that go to the ref?
might notice what the ref is doing more if the match isn't engrossing.
Yeah, I can maybe see that, but generally I'll just turn away. I'll just stop watching. I don't want to deal with that stuff. Let's see here. Jake Weinrib. I was surprised at the lack of boos I heard when Roman's entrance dropped, and even more surprised by the audible cheer instead of groans he got when he picked up the win. They were ridiculous with the audio, weren't they?
Oh, maybe.
When the crowd was starting to do their chanting, like Roman sucks, I swear it was like "Let's go Rollins," Roman sucks, which is one of those funny ones.
Yeah.
I don't think it was that. It was probably "Let's go Roman."
No, I think it was "Let's go Rollins."
And then Roman sucks.
Yeah.
But it sounded like they once it started, like they hit a switch of some sort. Like maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was just
I was watching it with the volume pretty low, so I can't judge that accurately.
Yeah. Nemo, the Universal Kidney Punching Champion, says, I don't like Kalisto's panty tassels. Is there ever any ring gear you just cannot stand, not counting Roman's vest? I don't like when somebody's ring gear starts to look like they need to upgrade it. Like if they wear it too much and it gets faded.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like Samoa Joe's yellows and greens in his shorts are getting too faded. Like the blacks are getting too faded too. And he needs to get new ones.
I can see that.
That's kind of a pet peeve of mine.
Yes.
Look crisp.
Yes.
I want you to look fresh and crisp. You know who always looks amazingly crisp? Akira Tozawa.
Yes.
His gear always looks so crisp. It looks like plastic shelling.
So does Austin Aries.
Yeah, his looks crisp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when I think Jericho let his fade on purpose.
Oh, yeah,
it starts to sag and get old looking. I think he does that for comedic effect. Or maybe he just doesn't care.
Mr. Miller, longtime YouTube fan, first-time subscriber.
Max Miller from Cordova.
Mr. Miller. I want to start by thanking Steve here in Larson for getting me back into wrestling and really bringing all of us great content. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So he asked, Bret Hart never wanted to lie to his fans, so he wouldn't say he was going to win if he wasn't. Could this strategy work for Bray? Have him be either quieter or more mysterious unless he knew he was going to win? Thanks, friendos.
That's like the most Bret Hart thing ever. You should always say you're going to win. Right? Right? You should always say you're going to win.
Or at least say that you feel like you're going to win.
Right. Say that you're going to do your damnedest to win.
I kind of feel like it's going to telegraph the finish of the match where at no point does he seem confident in his ability to win.
I know. Anyways, what's
you could phrase it so it's not a prediction, it's confidence.
He asked, could this strategy work for Bray? No, because he would never say he would win. He was going to win because he never wins. Have him either be quieter or more mysterious unless he knew he was going to win.
Like right now, he's saying he's the only guy that could beat Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That's confidence.
No, I like that.
That's not a prediction. That's confidence on Bray's part.
He makes a good case for himself.
Well, verbally, if you look at his win-loss record.
I'm saying completely verbally.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle should say, geez, man, Bray, your win-loss record, it's not that great.
I know.
So you shouldn't be in the Fatal 5 like this. Oh, man, I got some incriminating evidence on you there, Kurt Angle, man.
Sweet Shin music.
Doom, 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 doom.
Hey, Stephen Larson. I've been a patron for a few months, but this will be my first question.
Nice.
So with Roman beating Finn and Seth each over the last few weeks, do you think that the WWE has just embraced that Roman will be hated by the smarks and diehard fans, or do you think that they are still just shoving him so deep down our throats? Do we even want him to be saved at this point? Thanks a bunch, guys. Do you think during his promo, especially during the match, Roman was acting just a tad bit more heelish?
I got a
couple moments where he shoved Seth in his face.
Yeah, he was all talking to him and stuff. Yeah, I kind of got that too.
Just a little bit.
And then I got sidetracked by him doing the clothesline to the head when Seth was up against the ring post, and it's ugly. It's so ugly.
Yeah, but before that, he shoved him in the face.
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was good. I don't know, man.
I don't think they know what.
No, I think it's the same thing. I think this is what I've been saying for ages now.
They just want Roman to be over, but they don't know how to do it.
They don't have a solid direction for him at all.
No.
I tend to think that so Dave Meltzer tweeted out something along the lines of, as long as the business remains the same, they find the reaction he gets to be amusing.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me if that were the case.
Yeah.
He keeps on winning clean. Maybe they think we're going to get numb to it. I have no idea. I don't know.
Well, I guess if their attitude is, you know, the fans who boo him now are going to get numb to it all, then you risk no reaction.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea. I mean, I would think that, we've said this before, I would think that they would base this stuff largely on metrics, on sales figures.
Which seems to be the case. If they think
he's power,
selling tons of merch and drawing his shows, then
yeah. I mean, I guess
it makes sense why they continue to push him.
Might be a good problem to have, a guy who gets such a heated, passionate reaction regardless of where you stand on him.
Mm-hmm.
We see lots of people wearing Roman merch at the shows, and I've always asked, like, why? Who are these people? What is the appeal there? I don't understand the appeal. A lot of, people tell us that they like him, though.
Yeah. Thomas Jacob Van Giesen.
Great name.
Hey, friendos, new patron, first-time asker, and a fan since the early days of 10 for the win. Thank you very much.
Nice. With
your recent reviews of early 2000s WCW and the Invasion pay-per-view, you two have voiced your opinions of Lance Storm and how great he is.
Ah, he's great.
He's fantastic. This September, I'll be starting at his wrestling school. So my question to you, friendos, is, as wrestling fans, what do you most want to see from a new up-and-coming wrestling star?
Confidence, abilities on the microphone,
the ability to tell a story in the ring.
Yeah, that sometimes comes. Let me ask you something though. That comes with time.
It does, but then I remember the Ricochet Leo Rush match at the PWG show he went to.
Yeah.
Leo Rush is 23 years old.
He's a baby,
and he and Ricochet told a great story in the ring.
That's true. That is true. That is true. Something tells me Leo Rush is like a very rare talent, though. That kid is amazing.
He's really good.
I don't know. I'll put it this way. That might be an unrealistic expectation. But I think your point is absolutely sound. That to us is the most important aspect of a wrestler, is the ability to tell an effective story in the ring. And so if you can demonstrate that you're at least trying to do that, then you're on the right path.
Yes.
Let's see. There's another first-time question asker here. James Goodfellow. If you take one storyline from the past that wasn't executed quite properly and redo it with the current WWE roster, what angle would you use and which wrestlers would you use?
I don't know if it's necessarily a storyline from the past. I just wish they would take more time with stories. Think of Hogan Macho Man.
Yeah.
That played out over a year, 2
years.
years.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I liked about Hogan Macho Man. Not necessarily that it took that length of time, although I agree with you on that. I think it'd be great if they did do that more often. And I kind of feel like they're in some ways doing that a bit with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Like, they have them interact from time to time, and they always pick up where they left off. And it's not like literally a storyline happening.
Yeah.
But I like that the Macho Man Hogan thing seemingly had, well, it did. It had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yes.
And they were all very distinct acts.
Yes.
And that is what is sort of the key thing.
I mean, it was a much shorter duration, but I feel like Kendrick Tozawa, they had a beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. That's
why it was a really good feud.
Really good feud. I know. They need more of that kind of stuff.
And I thought we were going to get that from Aries and Neville, but it feels like at this point they don't know what to do next to add to the feud.
You know what? I will almost guarantee you they underestimated how good Neville was.
Could be.
I guarantee he is so much money, dude.
It could be.
He is so much money. And keeping the belt on him, I think, makes all the sense in the world. Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Cast Hogan, Macho Man, Elizabeth, Mega Powers with people today.
Reigns, Cena, and Nikki Bella.
Oh, that's good. That's really good, man. You shot for the moon there.
Yep.
Good job. Right on. All right. we'll end the question segment with Cactus Luke, first-time Patreon.
Thank you very much.
Says, does Bayley need a heel turn at some point? You know, I used to be all in on no, but man, at this point, sure, why not? Sure, do it. I don't think it would work.
No, I think they'd have a hard time getting over a heel Bayley. I think what they just need to do is just not book her so poorly.
Yeah. Not good.
Like I said earlier, the way they're booking her doesn't make her relatable.
No, it doesn't.
She was super relatable in NXT.
Yeah.
Super relatable.
Sort of an annoying peon now.
So I think that's the key.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you ready now?
Sure.
It's time for Kayfabe Corner.
So if I do really well this week, I have a chance to take the lead because you're only up by 1 right now.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I know, but this is like a new round.
I know. But if I get 12 or something like that,
oh my gosh,
then I'll be up 11, and then I'll have, unless you equal that score more or less, then I will have taken the lead.
Crazy.
So I saw what the vote was who the 2 people were up for vote. It was Kurt Angle.
Did we just do Kurt Angle recently?
Oh, I don't remember.
Probably.
I think I've done Kurt Angle before, yeah.
Yeah. All right. You ready to go?
Did Kurt Angle win?
Oh, yeah. It was pretty close, though.
Kurt Angle and Corey Graves, right?
Mm-hmm. Kurt Angle versus Corey. At the $10 Patreon mark, you guys can vote on the latest. We put up 2 names, and you guys get to vote on who wins who we base our Kayfabe Corner off of.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Number 1.
1.
Billy Riley.
Fake.
Real. Pretty Boy Hutchinson.
Fake.
Real. Mick Hans.
Fake.
Real. Kurt Jeffries.
Fake.
Very good. Matt Bentley.
Real.
Fake. Matt Bentley was real. You got that right.
Oh, okay.
Melvin Riss.
Spell the last name?
Riss.
Fake.
Real. Swinger.
Real.
Very good. Tommy Broadway.
Real.
Fake. Sweat.
Real.
Fake.
Jeez.
Great Wigan.
Fake.
Very good. Patty Govan.
How you spell the last name?
Govan.
Real.
Very good. Roy Aspel.
What number is this?
Last. Roy Aspel.
Fake.
Very good.
6.
Wait a second. The last one might have been real. Hold on. No, it's fake. It's
okay,
fake.
6.
Okay, 6. So much for you getting 12. All right. Time for 2 trivia questions. Let's see. You might get one of these.
Okay.
Number 1.
1.
What was the first event Kurt Angle wrestled at as a pro wrestler?
As a pro wrestler?
As a pro wrestler.
Oh, what was that promotion called he started out at? So no, he debuted. No, that wasn't his debut. Sorry. It's the name of a show?
It was an event of some sort. I guess you can call it. I guess it was the name of a show as well.
I'll say the NWA 50th anniversary.
How did you even get that?
Just guessed.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I knew it existed.
Man, that is hugely impressive.
7 for me.
How long was Kurt Angle's first WWF contract?
Is it 6 years?
8. You were close. How did you get NWA 50th anniversary?
Because I think when I did Kurt Angle, I went through his pro fight DB thing, and that just stuck out.
All right, that makes sense.
So I got 7. I'm up 6.
Yeah, that's the problem with doing like the same guy, but whatever, I don't care. Anyways, you tanked on the names. That's okay. So you got what?
7.
You got 7?
I'm up 6.
All right.
I had a great opportunity, and I blew it.
You blew it. I'm going to do Gangbuster next week.
I hope you do.
I'm going to murder it next week. I'm going to go back up by 15. Anyways,
that's just not possible.
Mathematically speaking, you're correct. We're going to do a bonus episode for the patrons, so be sure to stick around for that.
Yes, please.
And for the rest of you, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.